My dear friends, two thousand 640 years ago, there was an enlightened man who uttered the experience of his enlightenment. The language is very ancient. It is called Prakrit language. And the words are very relevant, meaningful, and at the same time inspiring. In the modern time, in this time in which we are living. And when we hear these words, and particularly I brought the quote from the scriptures and made a xerox. We are a little bit amazed that what psychologists and psychiatrists who tell about their thoughts about the positivity and negativity were already experienced by one man. His name was Vardhaman Bhagwan Mahavir. These words show us that focus on the best and the positive in you. The first thing is to focus. Whatsoever you focus on increases. That's a law of psychology. Psychology tells you focus on the best in you. Why? Because whatsoever you focus on increases, multiplies. Because the power of focus enlarges. It is like a small negative you have, a small picture you have. And there is a machine you put there, it becomes enlarged. But it enlarges only that which is in the negative, in the picture, small picture. So nowadays it is easy for you to know that you have a camera, and the camera you have a chip, and in that you can take 200 pictures, 300 pictures. But if you take this and tell somebody who was 100 years ago and say, I have 300 pictures in this small chip, the person would think that this person is crazy, because he did not know. But science shows that the power is there, and the power, if you know how to use it, you can capture the whole universal energy into yourself. So, focus has the power. It is the power of consciousness. And when you are focusing on that, it whatsoever quality you have inside the camera, it goes on enlarging. It becomes bigger and bigger. And that permeates in your life, in your expression, in your relation. in your speech, in your walk, in your way of living, in your communication, in your business, in your love, everything. It permeates. What permeates? What you have focused on, and that quality, it may be good or it may be bad. It permeates. So there are people, even in the trying time, think positively. When we were coming here, we came in Peter's car, and he was telling that when in the heat I was outside and it was very hot, and they were all complaining, but then I went from the street into my office and it was cool, so I was appreciating the coolness because I experienced the heat outside. So you take even the negative to enjoy what this moment the positive has come. And one thing you must know, if there is no winter, you don't know what is spring. If all the time there is a spring, you don't know what is spring. Thanks to winter, it creates anticipation. Look forward. And when you have everything, there is nothing to anticipate, and the people get bored, tired. And I tell you why Americans are so much bored, because they have everything. Generally, all the life needs four things. Ahar, Nidra, Bhay, Maithurancha. Ahar means food, Nidra means sleep, and Maithun means sex, and something to have for the rainy days. All life need, even animal also need. They need food, they need sleep, they need sex, and they need something to eat or to have a place to sit there. All life, these four things are common to all. There is no any difference in these four things. Everywhere these four things are essential for any life. But human life has some extra. So the difference between extra and extraordinary, extra and extraordinary is extra, little extra. What is extra? Because they have awareness what to eat and what not to eat. How much to sleep and how much sleep we need, and how much our relation also, the body have to have, but how much one has to use one's own energy, and how much one need for rainy days. So the limitation on parigraha means acquisition. Limitation or the sensual enjoyment, and understanding what is healthy for the body, not for the tongue. That kind of sense of discrimination, little extra, makes you extraordinary. Human beings are extraordinary because what are all common are for everyone. We human beings have that extra sense. How the extra sense develops? Because of the company, because of the parents, because of the teaching and because of the environment, slowly, gradually they go on shape. You shape. We think we are doing, but no, you can't. It is all gradually shaping. I speak Sanskrit or Gujarati fluently because that way I am shaped. Then I decided to learn English, so that gradually comes. But what shaped from the childhood, that remains as a substratum. In the whole thing, what in your childhood, what you have received, that is still now working till you become 80, 90, or even the time of departure also, what was put in the beginning always remains. So that is why the company and environment and everything influences us. So human beings are made not from only one thing, but there are so many invisible nuances. All the nuances of the innumerable nuances for our life. So, what I was telling 2604 years ago, what he mentioned, it is in Sanskrit, no, it is Sanskrit, it is Prakrit language. Uttam Gunan Dhamam Sampadabban Uttamam Dabvam Tachana Param Tacham Jivam Janehi Nichayado. And these three things it has mentioned in this stanza. First, one has to know about oneself. One has to be certain. And this certainty must always remain oneself. And because of the company and environment and job, one should not forget this. One has to remember and take time to keep the company of this certainty. Know for the certainty that the soul is the home of excellent virtue. That's the first thing. That I am inside a reservoir of excellent quality in me. That is in me. That is why we are happy to see beautiful. We are happy to see pleasant music. We are very happy to see some virtuous people. And our heart opens like a lotus because there is inside quality, excellent. So this is the one thing. Soul is the home of excellent quality. I am the home of quality. So we are able to separate from the mind, which has acquired so many things by learning and by taking on their mugging, learning, and they always go on cramming their mind with all information. And in information, the person is lost because it is crammed. So, meditation is an oasis for the soul. It's an oasis. Meditation is oasis. In that solitude, the serenity of solitude, you are coming home to experience the quality of the excellence. And that is why we say, feel at home. When we are at home, we are peaceful, happy, present and relaxed. So the first quality or nature continuously we take and remember and remind and relax and be with that even for a few minutes. That is called one step of meditation. The second thing is the best among all the substances in this world. There are so many best things. But among all the best things, my consciousness is the best. So you can give credit to everything, but you say, second to me, you are the best. That is your approach. Second to me, you are the best. You give best quality to everyone. But you preserve yourself. And this is very difficult. Because seeing other people with the president or senators and congressmen and a big rich millionaire, and we become very small people. And our mouth dries and say, what I am going to tell, how I am going to meet, and go on adjusting the collar here and there, and unnecessary nervousness we create because we don't know our quality. We are thinking of their outside thing, but they don't know. We are all the same. Even the president does not find a tissue ball, the tissue paper in the bathroom, he will be in the trouble. He will be a president. He needs a paper roll. So, we are attracted and influenced by outside, and that is making us to live for others. It's a very deep thought. If you go deep into your understanding, you will be amazed that hardly you are living for yourself. Most of the time we are living for others, and that is why the religious people were angry with the Sartre when Sartre mentioned others are hell. He did not mean that other people are hell. He says to find happiness in others is hell, because you are seeking happiness in them, but ultimately when you go closer to that, when you have it, you will lose the charm. And you can imagine, in certain hours, in certain days, what you wanted to have, when you did not get, whole night you are thinking, if I get this diamond ring, this diamond, it was fine. And it was anticipation. The whole night, that was a beautiful diamond, and if I can get, I can get. But once you buy it, you have it, after a year you ask, what about the diamond ring? The joy, the excitement, everything. Now they worry how to preserve it, how to keep it safe, how to do all. So all the things, when they are tired, exhausted, and feel, I am nothing, I am old, because the skin has changed, the crease are there, and the energy what you had, it changes. It is all outside, but the consciousness is the same thing. And this knowledge, if you have, that companionship is going to last forever. The people will change outside, but the love and relationship and understanding will remain intact, because they are living with that understanding. If that understanding not there, and if they meet because of the youth, because of the money, because of the skin, because of the position, then sooner or later it is going to fall apart, because there was only outside dependence and attraction, and when it goes along with that. So today our meditation is to have this quality, and when you are taking time for meditation and you go inside, take time and love yourself and say, I love my Atma, I love myself, I will not put myself down in any situation. But at the same time, I am not going to put everybody down, because putting other people down, I am again putting myself down. So the relationship in understanding in the world will be very high because of understanding the value of consciousness. And that consciousness is the main thing to meditate on, get in touch with, and that we can do. So make a point every day. You take 5 minutes at least and take little bit deep breath, take some time and say, calm down. I say, before I start my day, before I go out, let me get in touch with myself, and what I want to be outside, I am going to remain inside also. So there won't be dichotomy. When I go outside, I appear very good, and I come and I become lousy at home. No, I want to be in the same way. So we are not living for outside inside. We are living with oneness of life. No dichotomy. And this dichotomy is the root cause of our unhappiness. And when this dichotomy is removed, so the unity between body and mind, with environment and the spirit, what we have and what we don't have, with there is unity. So, to do that, 3 things are mentioned. One is, first of all, whatever you get, give thanks. Attitude of gratitude. Thanks. Smallest thing, thank you. Because we don't have any claim that you have to give me. No. If you don't get, you don't become upset, because you have not given to the world that when you come, everything you have. No. If you don't get, you don't become angry. But what you get, you become thankful. Otherwise, I have seen people with a small thing, they become upset. And the world is there to fulfill their desire and their demands. And they think the world is against me, because they have so much expectation from the world, and when they don't get, they become angry with the world. But whatsoever small thing you got, thank. And that is why when we eat food, we have thanks. Thank you, at least I got food. Thank you for that. If you go to sleep and you have a pillow, put a head against pillow, you say, thank you, I have a pillow. People don't have even a pillow to put the head. So thank you. Second thing. And not expectation, but live with the quality, so things will come naturally, not because of the expectation, but because of your living the life, it produces the thing. And third thing, taking little time. Okay, this is the time, it is my time. So you give priority to your things. Why from so far you come here on Wednesday? From some New Jersey, from Staten Island, from Catskill, because you have given priority. That this is the thing for me, and this is very essential. This is a nourishment for my mind to remind that what is essential in life in the end. So, the taking time to appreciate and be with yourself. So with these three things, we are able to recognize the quality of our consciousness. This is the main thing. So the first thing, always you remember that there is this, I am the soul, or I am the home of excellent virtues, the best among the substances, the highest reality among the reality. So it is a translation of the original Prakrit. So these things, when you hear the tape and bring in, and words melt inside. So you don't say, Chitrabhanu mentioned this. You are not quoting. You are experiencing. The quote become your experience. It is like you have a sugar cube and put in the milk or in the water, it melts. You don't find the sugar cube. So the words should melt in our consciousness. So there is no quote, but it comes in our eyes, in our words, in our expression, in life. So let us take this and let us focus on the best in us and in the world. Let us, the words of vibrations for the universal blessing, Shivamastu. Let the universe be blessed. Let everyone be engaged in one another's well-being. Let all the faults and weaknesses be evaporated. And let everyone, everywhere be healthy, happy, peaceful and blissful. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste.